Peace and blessings, y'all. This is your boy Juro. It is the 25th of February, 2016. How is everybody doing? See, you're in the middle of your week, y'all, halfway through. And I hope that wherever you are well. You're able to sidestep the negativity, ground your feet, or most importantly, speak your truth. Why? Because we're talking about the most important commodity ever to be witnessed, and we're talking about you. Why? Because your life is priceless. There'll never be another you. But see, I know today, this moment, right now, for some, those are just words. For some, you're feeling a certain kind of way. I know I'm talking to someone. But see, I understand what's going on because, see, silently, covertly, underneath all the facade, all the bravado, all the turmoil, there is you. There is a battle for clarity. The battle is found within. So right now, you feeling some kind of way now, aren't you? So y'all, everything that you're witnessing now is not by chance. Oh, this is not no catchphrases and wordplay. We're talking about what's at stake. That's you. Y-O-U. Why? Because, see, the person, that precious person, that protected person, that blessed person is relying that all the aspects, the Trinity found within you, the mind, body, and spirit, all comes together in the intended time and moment. Because, see, unfortunately, there are those that have been prisoners, that have been enslaved, that have been, I hate to say it, deceived. Waking up this morning and you're saying, Gerald, you know what? I heard everything that you said. Some of it I take, some I toss to the side. But the reality is, I'm not feeling at peace. That's why I constantly echo this to you. How many examples do you need to convince you finally that the devil is real? How many tears do you have to shed before you will decide to go within yourself? How many heartbreaks? You're walking around feeling like your heart is held together by duct tape. Do you feel you have to sustain? You're so mixed up emotionally that anything that remotely comes off positive, you automatically dispel it. You say to yourself, that ain't real, that is Hollywood. Because in the real world, people don't exist. So you think. Because the truth is this. Perhaps that is your reality. And your reality is what we attract. So yes, you feeling some kind of way right now, ain't you? I say this with love. I say this with compassion. Because I am just a beacon. I am nothing but a spiritual vessel. And I know that right now you may not realize it. But what you are witnessing or have been in for quite some time is your spiritual storm. For those who have gone in and embraced this process, know oh too well it is not a place of comfort. It's a place of truth. It's a place of authenticity. It's a place of clarity. Why? Because all the things that do not make of you have no bearing. They don't stick. No matter how many times you try to apply it to yourself, it keeps falling off. No matter how hard you try to make it work out, it does not hold. You know why? Because it wasn't God's will. And I know to somebody right now, you feel a little shook, ain't you? Because the reality is fact. The fact is the things that you have invested in, you are not seeing the return now. I know I'm talking to someone. And what's really going on is, from an emotional standpoint, your emotions are paper thin. Need not worry, because what you're witnessing is the process of being vulnerable. What do I convey to each and every one of you? I've always said this. The people that you align yourself with, they should be your friends. That word is a blessed word. But if they do not know what their purpose is, they're not your friend. They don't deserve to hear you breathe. I don't say that out of being malicious. I'm saying what's at stake. How about your peace of mind? How about that inner peace? How about that emotional safety that is secured by every breath from your body? So you're feeling some kind of way right now, ain't you? Just know what you're witnessing is the breaking off. But let's call a spade a spade. What you're also witnessing is a spiritual battle. I know I'm talking to someone. You want so bad to talk to somebody, but you're so terrified because you know if you go within yourself and speak your truth, they gonna look at you like you crazy. So why do you think I convey to each and every one of you? Go talk to someone. Go talk to someone that does not have an agenda connected to your life. That's why you can't confide in your parent, in your family. I don't care who it is, in your family members. I'm not saying that to divide you from them, but I want you to see the awareness of what's going on and what's at stake. We're talking about your sanity. Because see, that's one of the things that the devil does. Oh yeah. Think about all those lies and deceptions that you did. Mm-hmm. You remember those? Well, guess who gave you the playbook to use them? See, what you don't realize is the devil was using you to get to them, but it was your hands that left the mark. I know I'm talking to someone. And that spiritual energy is reciprocal. That's why we always hear what's done in the dark always comes to the light. And I know some of y'all really, really spooked out right now, ain't you? Because you're realizing that there are some truths that only you and this person possess, but it's made knowledge now. And you're scratching your head. They're scratching their head, and they're like, I told you to keep your mouth closed. And you're seeing the backlash of that choice. Some of y'all are seeing the backlash of who that person really was. I know I'm talking to someone. Well, you said you were going to do this if I did that. All they did was use the same playbook of manipulation that you've always played in. So right now you're feeling some kind of way because right now you're in the midst of your spiritual storm and you're so fragile. The amazing part is you won't acknowledge that even to yourself. You're so prideful. Your ego is on 20. But the truth is, you are just one disappointment from losing it. I know I'm talking to someone. You think God brought you on this planet to suffer? You actually think that? That's why I always use the example. Why is it that when everything is great, you're a phone call away and they're there? But when you happen to slip, and bust your lip, you can't find them. They're nowhere around. You got to send a search party out just to make contact. Don't you realize what's being revealed in front of you? Anything that is divinely willed to you is not going to be struggled for. It's inherited. But anything that is not meant for your will, it's blocked. That's where the war comes in. That's when the travesty is shown. Because what's being revealed is the spirits found within that person. Don't get caught up on the physical aspect. Look at what's inside. So you feel a certain kind of way. These people should have unequivocally made a choice from day one if they were going to be able to support your heart. See, that's a choice made from that first hello. But see, the funny thing about it is a lot of times because we do not know the facts, because we don't allow ourselves to discern, we don't see we don't see the signs. You think it's part of your life to sit in silence? You so shook up, you rock yourself to sleep. I know I'm talking to someone. You rock yourself to sleep like a little baby, only to keep that emotional outburst from coming out. You're saying to yourself, I don't know why you did this to me, but you keep on. I don't know how much I can take, but you don't realize what's going on. See, their bad behavior is nothing but a tool of indoctrination to convince you to think and act like them. Why do you think I keep saying birds of a feather? That's right, flock together. They supposed to have your best interest, but then they come to you with a proposition that will outright disrespect your mind, body, and spirit. But they say, well, you know what? If you do this, we gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right, but yet you ain't walking upright. Mm. And this is the same person that's supposed to have your best interest. This is the same person that should always speak their truth, even if it means that you are divided. This is the same person that should want nothing but the best for your life, even if they can't bear witness to it. Should be the same person that should be praying your name in the darkness. See, y'all, nothing happens by chance. But if you keep listening to how the giant voice, right, as I say, the media, frames it for your digestion, why does it surprise you the reality that you see? I keep telling you, queens, you have some people close and far away that are banking on your destruction. That's right, kings. You have some people that will smile in your face, but silently, covertly, they wish your demise. I know I'm talking to someone. There's no surprise when you come around these people. You feel a certain kind of way now, don't you? And you keep trying to convince yourself, oh, this just be for a little bit. This just be for a little bit. You know what? I'm gonna put my best face on and my best foot forward, and I'm gonna persevere. But little did you know, the plot was already planned. The trap was already set. The bait was already digested, and they just waiting on you. Because you're going to be the guest of honor on that show. They've already said, who? Her? She's something to do. Huh. Him? He's a means to an end. And they're banking that you stay distracted. Yes, they are. And you wonder why you guys fight all the time. You know why you fight? Because you're not yoked. But yes, some have told me, Gerald, you always talk about relationships. You always talking about how God can do this and God can do that. So I'll answer that in reverse. You know why I talk about relationships so much? Because for you to navigate through this earth, you're going to form relationships. But if you don't have a relationship with yourself, you're not going to know where you're going. I know I'm talking to someone. How long are you going to wait around, Queen, before he just says, you know what? You're full of it. And every time they know what to say and know what to do because they know that you ain't going nowhere. Or, oh, I love this one. They'll just break you down till you have no fight left. Do you think that's supposed to be your life? Huh? Well, what about your audience? Yeah. What about your audience? What about them family members? They love you, right? But every time you go out that door, every time y'all break bread, instead of saying the things that need to be said, they silent. Knowing that you are in the midst of being traumatized. They know it. They see it. You know why? Because they see that in you and it reminds them of them. So they say, well, you know what? I'd be a hypocrite if I talk about that. I've done far worse. Each one teach one, y'all. Why do you think certain spiritual principalities? Oh, because demons are real, y'all. If you think for 1 second the demons are not real, they've done half the job. But to put the correlation of that last disappointment. How about that last upheaval? And you just didn't understand why that didn't go down. Why didn't that just go? You thought that it was all figured out. You had it planned out and things were to go as you saw. Until God stepped in and said, not today. Until his angels acted in his behalf and said, you are protected, you are divided. I can't allow this to occur. And it pissed you off. I'll break this down. I'll break this down to a literal sense. Your money ain't right. Your money's not right. And you say, well, you know, if I lean on Charlie, because Charlie is the gateway for me to get this overtime. You know, I'll more or less play the play. So you dumb down. You play the game for a little bit of crumbs. And then all of a sudden, the opportunity is taken away. And now you pissed off because that was money already calculated. But guess what? The money wasn't in hand now, was it? That's why you hear that it's better to have a bird in hand than two in the bush. And we do that sometimes, y'all. We'll calculate things before we got them. I know some of y'all are doing that now with your taxes. And I know I'm talking to somebody. You say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this, and then the tax return comes. And you're like, what? What? And you feel in a certain kind of way. But little do you know, you come to find out. Let's take the overtime opportunity. Let's use that as an example. You find out, even though the opportunity was taken away, you realize If you had been there, you would have bared witness to something that would have got you hemmed up. And now you're saying to yourself, you know what? I'm glad I wasn't there. I know I'm talking to someone. Because, see, divinely, your angels had to put emphasis to protect you, even though you may not feel you're worthy. You're worthy because you're breathing. But you're starting to feel it because you're saying, you know what? If I came to work on that day, that could have been me. I know I'm talking to someone. Look here, y'all. There is no shortcut. To your blessings. That's why I always say, when you take shortcuts, you cut your life short. Because at the end of the day, we all must carry our own cross. And metaphorically, those are nothing but your burdens, your truth. So let me pose this question to each and every one of you. Why are you fighting against yourself? That's right. Why are you turning a blind eye out of convenience instead of claiming your truth by grounding your feet? And the ironic part is, you say, well, you know what? If I stick my chest out, if I turn the volume on 10 a little bit, they'll take me serious. But guess what? Behind your back, they're laughing at you even more because, see, they done figured you out. They conversating about how they going to dictate your day. And they're waiting for the guests of honor. And that's you. Why? Because you're going to be guessing what's going on. I know I'm talking to someone. I believe y'all more than ever now, y'all. We are in some spiritual times. We always have been, but I believe we are now divinely in a place where God is hitting the reset button on our lives. No longer are the days of faking it to make it. In other words, if your life is described as a diamond, why are you conversating with cubic zirconians? I know I'm talking to someone. You may be in a season where all you hear are good talk, promises. It's all you hear. And you're like, you're just telling me stuff I already know. Don't you realize what's going on? What's being demonstrated is the works that you want have to be done by your merits. That's why I may be feeling like you are slowly but surely sinking in quicksand. But little do you know, you're under spiritual attack. Haven't you noticed you're kind of teeter-tottering right now? And all the things that should be positive and uplifting for your life ain't nowhere to be seen. But you got a whole lot of energy of people. Well, you know, if it was me, I would do it this way. Well, you know, you could do it this way. Of course. See, the devil's a liar. The devil is allowing his demons to use these people to try to attack and sway your judgment, both emotionally, physically, spiritually. Because right now you're vulnerable. You don't know it. But if you're pumping those pills every night, because that's the only way you can sleep. If you're taking that bottle to the head because it takes the edge off. If you are jumping out of one bed to jump into that car, to jump into that room, to lay with that person, to come back home and do it all again, and you still can't breathe, it's an attack. Come on, Queens. Shame the devil. Speak your truth. Why do you think it's so? Why do you think you feel a certain kind of way when that man comes into your life and says, "Well, how many people you been with?" What do? You deflect it. Why? That's something you've done. That's a choice you've made. But we all know, connected to those people was despair, denial, intrigue, rebellion, and worse, manipulation. So you feel in a certain kind of way because you know that this person's different. They are the beacon of the night. Because there's been a whole lot of darkness around you, ain't it? Only time she come around is because she going one place. She going for that belt buckle. Cause she wanna drain you of your essence. Cause she knows if she drains you of that essence, you can't think straight. He's so bold and brazen, he come and go whenever. He don't even give you the respect due. When he come and pull up, he don't even come to the door. He blow the horn like a pimp. I know I'm talking to someone. What do? You acknowledge it, and out you go. He call you out your name. She put her hands on you. They both willfully lie. You know why this is going down, y'all? To teach you what you don't need in your life. I know I'm talking to someone. This person has willfully made a point to wreck your life from the inside out, and was bold and brazen and told you what they were going to do. So, sometimes demons, they do that. For every ounce of truth, there's a whole lot of deception. Now they got something over your head, like a puppet master. They say, you better do what I ask you to do when I tell you to, or else. You don't want that truth to come out now, do you? The devil's a liar. And you shook. You shook. Because, see, what's at stake is how you perceive the world, your emotional psychology, how you navigate through this planet and make sound decisions. Keyword, sound. You can't make sound decisions if your feet ain't firmly planted on the ground. You can't be grounded unless you go within yourself. You can't be able to rationalize and problem solve if you're not open and honest with yourself, which requires you to be vulnerable to you. I mean, when it boils down to it, y'all, it don't matter what's outside your door unless you step out in there. I know I'm talking to someone. But as time progresses, you break down. You say to yourself, I can't let people see me like this because they gonna take advantage of me if they knew. They're taking advantage of you now because you're allowing your burden to be your block. I know I'm talking to someone, but let me tell you something. Your breakthrough is coming. Yeah, it is. You said to yourself, well, Gerald, you know, my heart pity pats for that person, but my integrity was compromised, so I laid up with that person, thinking that they got me, but they did. They got you all right. They got you with the hook, with the okey doke, the tools that were used to lure you from your self-esteem and self-worth. They got you. But why does your heart hurt now? I know I'm talking to someone. Let me tell you something, y'all. What do I always convey? The two gifts God gave you was to unconditionally love yourself and free will, the right to choose. So why are you choosing to align yourself with the people that are set out, hell-bent to destroy your life? Who convinced you? Who convinced you? And somebody right now is hearing this and you're saying, well, Gerald, I've done some very terrible things. I have willfully hurt people for my gain. And I really believe that God doesn't know my name. How wrong you are. You know why I say that? Because the one thing I've come to learn in my walk is that as long as you're breathing, that's an opportunity to change. Because see, the devil does not give life. He embraces death. That's one of his tools. The devil does not embrace forgiveness. He promotes turmoil. The devil does not give understanding and compassion. He generates hate and despair. So that's why you're feeling a certain kind of way right now. And you're like, well, you know, from the outside, everybody thinks you got it going on because you ride and on the coattails of someone else's merits that doesn't even care if you live or breathe. You know why? Because they know how they got you. And they've also told you in so many words, if you don't play your part, I'll take it away. So I say this. Don't sound like a friend to me, now do it. Because this person is woefully being malicious. This person doesn't have a relationship with God. That's why they continue to lie to themselves. So we attract what we are. He or she has told you, look, I need you to do this. And if you do this, I'll be straight. I need you to make some modifications here. I need you to nip tuck. I need you to talk a certain way. I need you to play the part. So what this person is basically telling you is the person you are right now is not good enough. So you have a conscious decision to claim your life back or play a role. I know I'm talking to someone. You think your life is supposed to be 50 shades of gray? Hmm? How far has that gotten you? You say, well, you know what, Gerald? Ain't nothing wrong with somebody smacking the backside. Ain't nothing wrong with a little foreplay. But where's the love, though? Where's the tenderness? This is not a tutorial on how to get off. But it seems like in your mind, you're like, I keep telling you what I need. But they keep showing you what they want. I know I'm talking to someone. The reason for this is quite simple. You're not supposed to be there. You never was. So that's why it seems like your answers come far and few, but the tears are flowing everlasting. I know I'm talking to someone. This person has broke you down so much that you can't even look yourself in the mirror. You're not supposed to be saying, well, who am I? You don't even recognize the person you was. Why? Because you're playing a part, not claiming your life. And then the nuances start to come. I love this part. You start to see the commonalities of what was intriguing about that person compared to the people that they align themselves with. You're starting to see and hear truths unlike what you knew before that was conveyed by them. And you're saying to yourself, hey, if I had a clue you were like this, you would never heard me breathe. See, some of y'all don't know this, but I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna speak this too, because some of y'all may not realize that covertly you may be a victim of sex magic. Let me explain something to you, y'all. Because they look good, don't make them good. You have some people that's how they willfully have chosen. They know not of God. They don't care. And these are the walking manifestations of demons operating through these people. And they say, well, you know what? Sometimes you got to do what you got to do to get to where you're going. The devil's a liar, because there'll never be another you. Don't you understand that? He turns around and tells you, well, you know what? Let's add all these cameras in here. I need you to dress up like that. I need you to do this like this. And pretty much I want you to be seen, not heard. And the moment that you decide not to fulfill the request, what happens? Oh, there go them blows. That's the thing that really gets me. Why are you with that person and this person is putting their hands on you? This person has done everything they possibly can do to you. Ain't no love nowhere to be seen. You know why? Because that person don't know what love is, because they don't love themselves. They're from a lineage where that was not instilled. That's why you hear this a lot of times. You let's do the math. He a big ass player. The girls love him, but you start to see the commonality is he got wounds from his mother. He's told you in conversation the definition of a man is this, but it's a contradiction to his actions. I know I'm talking to someone. Don't you realize how blessed your life is? Think about it. Your mother, your father gave up 23 chromosomes. Your 46 make your DNA. That's your physical self. Does it surprise you? You have a left and right brain. Look at your heart. You have a left aorta and ventricle. You have two lungs, 2 feet, 2 hands, 2 legs, 2 ears, and it makes you. That's not by chance. Does it coincidentally surprise you, Queen? You done slept with all these men. Slept with them. They done did everything they want. Yes, they have. Put their hands where they shouldn't have been. Why? For a light bill to get paid? You didn't get them crow's feet from just sucking on Jolly Ranchers. You say, well, you know, I got strep throat. No, you don't. Your throat has been stretched. And it got you feeling a certain kind of way. Because let's bypass the action. Each time you place yourself in the midst of these people, you are solidifying that spiritual connect. That's what soul ties are. There's no love to be found. But there's also abundance of lust now, ain't it? He loves to swell that backside up. He loves to disrespect you. She loves to jump on top to blow your mind. But love is nowhere to be found. Why? These people don't respect you. These people don't even like you. You do realize there are people that will sleep with you because of agenda. I ain't got to tell you that, Queen, because half of y'all do it anyway. Well, I wanted some fun. And he blew your rectum right on out the scene. For what? Some high heels that were marked up 500%, even though it cost $50 to make. Who's the predator? Who's the prey? But see, I get it because it's a choice. Because you have some people that have a love affair with their despair. They do. And they don't want to speak their truth because if they speak their truth, that's going to force them to look at their problems. And things will be looked at in reverse. Come on, Queens, you do it all the time. That's why you put that shield up. Oh, yes, you do. You let your little fast ass girlfriend convince you, look here. Everybody got needs. You don't have to be in love to have sex. Mm-hmm. But she didn't tell you about them STDs that was right around the corner now, did she? No, she didn't. No. She didn't tell you about that unwanted pregnancy that was looming. No, she didn't tell you about that. She didn't tell you about the fact that she was waiting for you to get tired of being tired because she wanted Johnny all along. I know I'm talking to someone. Misery loves company, y'all. So it's a choice. So I understand you feel a certain kind of way because what is being required of you is to look that beautiful person in the mirror. Have you forgotten what you look like? You're walking around looking like Ringling Brothers Barnum Bailey. Let me tell you something. You were made perfect, but you let your audience fool you from yourself. You say, well, Gerald, I like long hair. You do? Why don't you grow it? Why don't you change your diet? Why won't you focus on you? Fall back in love with you. But see, I also know that people want to take a position of benefit but don't want to work for it, and then they wonder and feel a certain kind of way when the outcome is not what they want because the fact that they are living a lie. You guys can turn that around at any time if you want to. But it should not be surprised. It shouldn't be a surprise that your reality is not where it is, and it's not going to be the way you want it to be because God already knows what it needs to be. So guess what's going to happen? He has shown you through nuances, through synchronicity and serendipitous events. Some of you are walking around shook because of the last thing that was revealed, and you say to yourself, if I had been there with them, I might not be above ground. If I had been in that car, my life would be forever changed. If I had been with that one right there, they may have taken my life. I know I'm talking to someone. So you feel a certain kind of way, right? You do have an option. You got to make a choice on which direction you want to go. That's what free will is. But I suggest to each and every one of you this. Just take a second. Wherever you are right now, take a second. And I want you to ask yourself, do you love you? Are you worth the investment? Do you have the strength to bring change? I know some of y'all right now, y'all got some kids that are kicking up major dust, and that is your major burden. You are terrified every time they go outside that door. Will they come back? Will they be in harm's way? I keep trying to tell you, y'all, generational curses is not a catchphrase. It's real. And guess what? That devil don't care about you. Never had, never will. So guess what happens? Until you have courage to speak your truth and be the champion of your life, will your direction be revealed. But see, the devil knows that too. So guess what? He will bring people in to motivate you like you're walking through a maze to a point, and then your life is stopped. Because you know why he does that? Because now he knows that you ain't gonna grow. The real agenda may have been your babies. And so, I done got you broke down. So now I can really do my work and watch the suffrage begin. Ain't nothing more painful for a parent to lose a child, to watch a child willfully put themselves in harm's way. But your mouth is silent. Defeat or planted out of fear. Finally, everything's a reality. You're starting to realize that the behaviors and traits that you had, those were the illustrations of their development, and they're doing that. So let me ask you this. Do you want them to go through what you've gone through? Huh? Do you want to be that person doing this? Yeah, I'm here to see Charlene. Father's terrified of that all the time because peep game, queens. I don't know any man walking on this planet that has a daughter that is terrified when they start to go into adulthood. They're terrified. You know why? Because they think about all that dirt they did. And the reality is someone's going to be doing that to their babies. I know I'm talking to someone. So it don't surprise me daddy go running out there and get all those, get armed to the teeth. Be like, yeah, I wish a mother would. Man, kill that. Kill that. Because if you really wanted to protect your babies, how about your home? Why haven't you aligned yourself with God? Because he's the only protection that's going to block that. But you keep running. He walk around performing a show. Yeah, I got this. I wish I would. That's all show. You walking around. Oh, that's why I keep this razor in my purse. How about not even put yourself in harm's way? I know I'm talking to someone. It's not by chance. You hear this. Those who live by the gun. That's right. And I'm going to turn this back home and think about it. Does it surprise you now more than ever What was going on these last 8 months? The media got out there, started pushing the fear button. And what did we do? Oh, I better run out there and get me some weapons. I said this over a year ago. A weapon don't kill people. People kill people. But don't miss my point. There's somebody sitting in a $5,000 suit getting out of a $100,000 car, sitting in a boardroom as somebody's got a laser pointer saying, hey, we're doing our profit sharing and profit margin is through the roof. They're making money off your fear, y'all. You don't even realize it. You know why? Because they know it will never affect them. You didn't think about that now, did you? So of course they want you to be armed to the teeth. Now at the end of the day, you take care of your home. But a sound mind makes clear decisions. But if God's not in front of it, what do you expect? Ain't nothing good gonna come out of that. Nothing good comes out of that. You can't pick and choose. So guess what? They sit in there, the news is on, in a town near you, 15 dead. In a city near you, XYZ dead. In a state near you, dead. Is it kind of coincidental? It's like, well, you know, why should we go out there and spew negativity when they're doing it themselves? Because the benefit is population control, y'all. And P.T. Barnum said it best. A fool and his money will soon part. Don't miss my point, y'all. You got people that are around you that don't want you to be the person you're destined to be. Don't worry about those daggers that they're waiting to stick in your back. You have some that will look you in your eye and tell you exactly who they are. So, when you're going to have that conversation with God, because until you have that conversation with God, can the healing begin? The question is, why you don't see your worth in that? You think that your life is supposed to play the Jezebel? Don't you realize? Oh, Jezebels are men too. You go through your whole life sleep with everybody to be used up, nothing accomplished. And when you weigh the pros and cons, well, what was that? Oh, I went on a cruise. I went on this trip right here. Don't you realize the trip was to get you away so they can exploit you even more? I know I'm talking to someone. Now you walk around because you got stitches. But the body's so perfect that it will regenerate itself. So, Queen, why do you feel that you gotta inflate your backside? How about lift them chest up? How about lift your mind? How about heal that heart? But see, I get it too, because the spiritual division, spiritual battles going to continue to go until those who choose not to claim their lives are gone. That's not your walk. Never was. And I'm going to tell you this too. Eventually, the deceiver becomes the believer. I know that needs to go out to somebody. And just what? There is somebody right now praying in your behalf, praying that you'll be okay, praying that your breakthrough will come, praying for your deliverance. Why? Because they love you, but you're too blind to see it. It doesn't matter what you possess, it will never amount the happiness that you rightfully deserve. God is praying for you. You know I am. I see your worth. And for that, it helps me discern mine. How long you gonna run? How long you gonna run from yourself? How long you gonna let them take advantage of you? You say, well, that's my family, Joe. They supposed to have my best interest. If they had your best interest, why are you in turmoil? Generational curses are real, y'all. But you can't receive the covenant and protection that God can only bestow to you until you stop running and stop lying to yourself. That's why reinvention doesn't work. That's why I always make light of it, but you think because you go to another circle somewhere and you rub elbows with a certain group of people that your life is going to be made new? Nah, that just sets you up for more despair because you have not learned. You haven't learned. And how's it go? What is a man to inherit the earth by way of losing his soul? I'll tell you who. There's a person that doesn't even know what life is. They don't call them walking dead for nothing. Be blessed.